right, what's up, everybody? We are back. I decided to do a second podcast. The first one has only been up for about 24 hours, not even, and it's already got about 60 views. So that made me really excited. So I'm going to hop on and do a second one. So this one's going to be called The Color Connections. The Color Connection. This is the second episode of the Crystal Connections. My name is Joe. I hope you enjoy this video. So in this series, what I aim to do is to explore different ways that you can use crystals in your daily life, and a little bit of science that is mixed in that will help explain maybe why people are so attracted to crystals. And if you have anything that you want to add into it, or if you've come across any good readings or research in this topic, because it's a really hard thing to find lots of research on, please let us know in the comments. You can interact with me in the comments in any way that you choose. Positively or negatively. I want to hear any input that has to be said about any of this stuff. Again, this is kind of something that I'm trying to pioneer on, and to like pave the way for others to kind of start talking about this. And if you know anybody else who is already talking about crystals in this way, in practical use, I would like to hear about them and stuff like that. So, all right, so what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to highlight the different colors and how they affect us. And I'm going to use a couple different examples. And this is something that is really exciting for me to talk about. It's something that I said if I ever got a podcast, this would be one of the episodes. So here I am, and I'm just gonna go off on it. So basically what I'm aiming to do with this is to maybe help you guys who are into crystals kind of maybe be able to identify some of the basic attributes of a stone just based on the color. Because colors affect us in different ways, and a lot of times the color of the gemstone that you're working with, it gives off that main wavelength. So there's going to be underlying, vibrations and stuff based on the shape of the molecules and all that. But bear with me, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to cover a wide variety of audiences here, So, but basically, what is going on when you pick up a stone, you identify with it. So you pick up, I don't have any crystals. Yeah, I should be here like with crystals, to show as I'm doing this podcast. But this is more just, for knowledge. Maybe on the next ones, I'll put up a grid. We'll do grids or something like that, and kind of I'll explain things about the grids that are pretty cool. So, but anyway, you say you've got a crystal that you are connecting with, you're identifying with this stone, and it's helping you in your mind, it's helping you to get over certain things, or it's said to help with certain things. So one of the main attributes that's going to be affecting you is the color, because we only see a spectrum of colors. There's only 7 major colors, and then all the other shades and stuff are in between. But each of those colors affects our brain in a different way if you subject yourself to it. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of get right into it. We're going to start with the color red. Red has the slowest wavelength of all of them. It is the most easily perceived by our eyes. And it's such a wide wavelength actually that males have a harder time discerning the different shades of red from each other. That's why they're not playing when a woman is trying to decide between two lipstick shades, and they're very similar in color, but they're very different in vibration, right? Um, so yeah, a guy really won't be able to tell the difference. Um, so red is the one we easily understand. Red is the color of our blood. It's the color of iron. It's the color of our blood when it hits oxygen. So it's really the color of oxidation, and therefore it's a super essential color to life. All the colors are super essential to life. But red represents, and when we're exposed to red light, we exhibit these feelings. Red will help you. Red is a super primal. Is the most primal color that there is. You'd say most men's favorite color is the color red, and everybody's attracted to the color red because what it signifies. Well, blood really, but what it signifies, the color red, is something that we need, or something so carnal, and something that evokes such a carnal desire, that it's like sacred in that way. Like the color red is known for lust, not desire. Now, desire is in the orange spectrum. We're about to talk about that, but lust and anger is also in the red spectrum. Our most primal feelings lie with the color red. And if you were to correlate the color red to a note, in music, it would be the color C. For all intents and purposes of this video and how we're going to relate, for those of you who are into music, it'll just be a little side note. So how it relates to the notes on a keyboard or in the musical scale. So that would be like the color, the note C. So that's red. So if you meditate on the color red, red is also represents like a foundation. If you are engaging in red activity, it does make you feel very secure. It makes you feel powerful almost. It's like, it's easy to master that vibration. It's easy to get into that vibration. It's easy to come into that vibration and live in it. You don't want to live in any of the vibrations by themselves. That's where balance is key. So the next color, orange, that'll be the next color. So by the way, that also corresponds to your root chakra. Your root chakra being your base chakra. Like I said, that red color, it represents your roots and the things that you need. So your next chakra, or the next color, orange, would be the note D on the musical scale, and you'll see why this all kind of makes sense as it goes on. So red and orange are so different, but they're so similar. Orange is made of red, but it also has another parent color, yellow. So it shares attributes of both. And while they're similar in lots of ways and they all work together harmoniously, they have served very different purposes. So the color orange will stimulate your creativity. It'll stimulate sexual desire, desire, not lust. It in the in different medicines, the orange chakra, your sacral chakra, it's known, is where majority of your chi flows in and out. It's also where you kind of want to breathe from. If you're going to do like any breathing techniques, proper breathing, you're going to start breathing from that area, your lower abdomen, and this will start to stimulate like a full like energy flow. The orange chakra, the sacral chakra, and the color orange, super important to maintain and to be healthy with. Otherwise, you'll have different motivational weaknesses. The sacral chakra is something worth looking into, and the color orange is a great way. Is a great way. You meditating on the color orange is a great way to stimulate your creativity and to maybe get in tune with, because like it's kind of like a tough subject, but to what you need sexually, or what your desires are. It doesn't have to be that, that's just a single part of it that it's heavily rooted in, is your sacral chakra here. But the next color is yellow, and this color is associated with your diaphragm and the musical note E. If you play the musical note C and E together, that's known as a triad. It's the beginning of a chord. They sound very pretty together, and so just as you would mix those two to create a triad, or the first beginning notes of a chord, mixing those two notes would create those two colors creates orange. So, but yellow is a color that stimulates motivation. Yellow is the color that we associate with the sun. The sun is what motivates us to get up every day. And it corresponds to the number 3 being your third chakra, your diaphragm there. Some people say to breathe from your diaphragm when you're singing, and that'll allow for like a deeper belly kind of sound to come out. But the color yellow will make you hungry. So it'll motivate you and make you hungry at the same time. The color yellow is something else. So I'm going to take a little detour here, because those are the lower 3 colors of the color spectrum, also known as the lower 3 chakras, your base chakras, or they're your physical realm chakras, is what they're known as, third dimension. So I'm not the first person or the only person to know about this stuff. I learned this stuff from other people and from reading and from picking up little things. One of the things that I came across, once you notice it, you can start to kind of, your eyes can start to open a little bit. Like I said, colors affect us differently. There's only 7 of them. There's lots in between, right? But there's only 7 colors. So it's like each, main color does something different to the brain, to your body, and everything. And this isn't something that hasn't been tested. It probably hasn't been tested as much as it should be. but it's known about. And I think there's old schools and stuff, people who know about this stuff, and I'm just gonna point out some facts, and you can kind of infer, because this stuff is gonna be available on Rumble, but I don't want to be getting too much into like conspiracies, even though I know what I know and I believe what I believe. I'll probably end up putting that stuff in more when I'm more comfortable, but infer what you will about this. The fast food restaurants, for the most part, Taco Bell isn't really included in this for some reason. They don't do as well as the others anyway. But all of the fast food restaurants have two colors that they religiously use, and I mean they're in straws. They're everywhere. Red and yellow are the two most used, specifically red, because yellow might influence you to do something motivational, like go and try to lose weight or something, right? McDonald's has got the yellow arches, so maybe not, right? But they use red and yellow. Red being because as soon as you see it, your brain sees the color red, and it's like, I need that. It's like it stimulates you, gives you like that little salivation rush before you even know what's on the menu, so it's like, you just look at the color and you're already defeated if you're not looking out, you know what I mean? Same with the cigarettes and the beer, like the beer is something I'll talk about. Blue makes you feel like you're using your brain, so that'll be why the lights, like the Marlboro lights, would be blue. This is stuff that they know about, guys. This is not like just like a theory or something like that. The color, they choose the color red on a cigarette pack because red makes you feel like you need it. They're not just tricking you, because otherwise they would be all different colors, wouldn't they? I mean, aren't other colors prettier? Like what I mean, wouldn't you think like a purple sparkly, pack of cigarettes? That would be pretty darn cool, wouldn't it? And you'd think it would attract people, but no, just base red. Base red just attracts people. So, so not much more to be said about that. So that's something that these bigger corporations know that you might know about, but you probably didn't know that before you watched this podcast. And if you did, kudos to you. You know what I mean? But I didn't know that, you know what I mean, until I started really looking into this color stuff, and I'm like, so they're brainwashing you, like, as soon as you walk out the door, like, you just get bombarded with different colors and shades, and who knows about the different geometrical things. So how that correlates to the crystals, because this podcast is called The Crystal Connections. So if you are looking, so this is just going to be for the first three colors, and this will correlate to the others too. But now that we know what the first three colors are kind of related in what they'll make you feel, and they have more uses. And please comment if you know about others. You know what I mean? But how this can be used with the crystals is, so the color red corresponds to all of these base chakra elements. I'm just gonna say base chakra because it's like, the red that's it affects us at that level, at that base level of everything. And so when you're holding that red stone, or it could just be anything red, right? It doesn't have to be a crystal. I recommend using the crystals because it's like a specific red. That red jasper is red from iron and from silica, and it's just that red shade of red. Like I said, there's so many different shades and in betweens. It just lies somewhere in red. And that's all we can perceive is the red of it. So, so whatever you're using, if you use, there's like, I got red stuff all over. All right, so if you use say like a tumble stone, and you use it to meditate, um, the color of the stone is reflecting back to you the wavelength of the color that it is, right? So you would say that a red stone might, as you're meditating on it and you're looking at it, it might make you start thinking of those times where you were feeling lustful or angry, or maybe it will make you think more about your foundation, as in your home life, or if you know that those things lie in the red spectrum with your brain, and um, then you can kind of prime to meditate on some of those things, so you can gain a deeper understanding a little bit easier, just based on the color. So you can do this with anything. You can just go into a red room or use red light or anything like that. So that is, how you would use like a single crystal, or you'd use both, or you'd use all 7 colors, and people put them on their chakras, or on their hand, and you would meditate on each of the colors, for a set amount of time, or however long you think you need. Um, and like some of the colors will feel a little more peaceful to meditate with. They'll feel like, and then some of the colors will feel a little more tumultuous. They might feel stressful even to try to imagine, and that might be an area where you kind of need to explore a little bit more and figure out why that color is giving you so much trouble when you're meditating. And this has got to be something that's practiced, um, and if you guys need maybe guides on meditation, maybe I could help with that too. I don't know. This is again, I'm just starting out this podcast, or I'm calling it that. I don't even know. It's got episodes, and this will be the first episode. And I think I am gonna do a part 2, because I really want to get into the other colors of the rainbow, and I've only touched on the first 3 because the first 3 are super intriguing. But yeah, if you take those few things that I laid out about the colors, and their relationship to music, and their relationship that you can use them with crystals, maybe they can help to support your meditations a little bit more. So if you have like a sound bowl or something like that, that's a specific note, you could use that to kind of, you know, figure out which crystals you want to use with it when you meditate, and like what would be, how to open up whatever chakras it is that you're trying to work with, and really get into those vibrations. Also look into solfeggio frequencies, and different frequencies that that can help you, that can help to heal you, because we're vibrating at all these different frequencies. All the different parts of us are all doing different things, and listening to certain sounds or surrounding yourself with certain vibrations and energy really will affect the way that your energy is created, how your atoms and your molecules react together to create an overall vibration yourself, because everything is made up of energy, and it's made up of these vibrating little atoms, that make up these little molecules and stuff. So nothing's really ever sitting still, and it's all moving at a certain rate. So if you could charge your atoms, what I mean, with positive energy, because they're very small, what I mean, and they're all around us. Stay stay hydrated first off, and meditate on some colors, and join me for the next episode of Crystal Connections as we explore a little bit deeper, some more things that well, you get the idea. we talk about some crystals and their connections to other things that can help you. Um, Again, if you want to follow me on Facebook, my name is Joe Hoppus. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to doing this more.